7 reasons why you are not a property investor. I just outlined the 7 reasons why people are not investing in property, and check some of these reasons and see if one of these reasons fit for you and how you can basically change this into an advantage. Number 1 reason why people are not property investors is because they think it takes too much money to be an investor. When I did my first property deal, I had no money. I was earning 5.5 in a construction company as a student, and I did my first deal. I made 127, and I keep talking about that first deal because that's one deal that basically opened my eyes in property, and I was able to see that you can actually make money without money in property. And we share a lot of that, a lot of details about that in our seminars, how it happened and what happened for me to basically make that money. But you can become a property investor even if you do not have money. So number 1 reason why people are not becoming investors in property is because they think they have to have a lot of money to become investors. And also number 2 is the reason that people think that they have too much time. So they still think they have time. They'll do it after 5 years. They'll do it in 2 years' time. They'll do it in 7 years' time. And the biggest reason or the biggest problem with that is that 10 years ago you thought you had time, and now, like 10 years ago I was 20 and now I'm 30, and 10 years from now I'll be 40, and very soon I'll be having kids, very soon I'll be having a family, very soon I'll be having so many other responsibilities, with the exception of my wife and we basically a family, yes, but I mean the family is going to be bigger and bigger, and more things that we need to work on are going to come. So if I don't work on my things or on my goals right now, chances are I'll never ever achieve them. So I basically have to start now. You're not too young to start investing in property. I did my first property deal when I was 25, and I still think that I was old at that time, because there's other students that we're coaching that are 20 years old that are doing property deals and flipping property regardless of the fact that they're 20. So you are not young. You're basically going to grow older and older from now. So you might as well start now so that at a later stage you can basically have more and more property than you're having or you think you can have right now. And number 3 reason is bad credit or bad credit debt review. So, I've had a couple of our students that had bad credit, and they think that they can't get or they can't become property investors because they have bad credit. That's not true. That is the furthest thing from the truth. The simplest strategy that you can start with is flipping. So how about you get into a good location where it's possible for you to basically flip property? Start with that. Flip property. You don't have to have money. You don't have to have experience to basically become a property flipper. You can get this skill now. You can learn how to basically flip property now. Come to our seminars and learn how to flip property. And then, regardless of the fact that you are in bad, you have a bad name or a bad credit rating, then that should not stop you from becoming an investor, because I have other students that I've coached that have been in the same situation. I talk about this in also our seminars, where I talk about some of our students that lost their jobs, and then after losing their jobs they became our students and they bought property after losing their jobs and they're not employed at all. You can basically become a property investor even if you're in debt review. And basically property investing can also help you to clean your name in terms of the bad rating that you're having. And the number 4 reason that people don't become investors in property is because they're thinking too small. They're thinking too small. The issues that you're having, you might be thinking too small. A lot of people are thinking way too small. They're thinking of 1,000 profit in a month, 10,000 profit in a month, and they're not thinking of the long-term gain that the property can give them. I talked about this in one of my videos where I said my father bought his property 30 or longer than 30 years ago for 67,000 rand, but now it's 800,000 rand. It's worth 800,000 rand, and the value of the property has appreciated as much as the value of the money has depreciated, but the value of the property has appreciated. So he was thinking big, even though he didn't know it at the time, because he just thought, I just want to have a house to stay in. But right now, he's so happy about the fact that the value of the property has gone up so much, more than 10 times what it was before. So if you're going to think big, you're going to think 20 years from now, 40 years from now, what are your children going to benefit from what you are doing right now? So think that big. What's the next generation going to benefit from the actions that you're taking now? So that's number 4 reason why people don't invest in property, because they're thinking too small. They're thinking of problems that they want to fix in the next 2 months, in the next 3 months, but they're not thinking 50 years from now or 100 years from now. And if you start thinking property, you'll be forced to basically start thinking that way. And reason number 5 why people don't invest in property is because they don't know how to. They simply don't have a strategy. They don't know what to do. They don't know if they knock on somebody's house that's selling a property, what are they going to say? And they need assistance. That's why we provide these free seminars for people to basically come in and learn how to become property investors. There is no money that you're paying. You just come to the presentations and it's absolutely free for you to attend. So come to one of our seminars by going to www.firstclassproperty.co.za. Attend the seminar so you'll have the know-how, the knowledge of basically becoming a property investor, even if you don't have money, or even if you don't have skills, or even if you're saying that you don't have talent to basically go forward to doing this, because you don't have to know how, but once you come to the presentations, you'll basically have an idea or a good idea to basically start. And that's what you need. Where are you going to start in order to become a property investor? The number 6 reason why people are not investing in property is because they have a small why. Why do you want to become an investor? Your reason has to be so big that it basically moves you to become successful. You have to have such a big why that it moves you towards your success. My why was the fact that I did not want to starve. I did not want my children to ever starve. I did not want my children to ever experience poverty. And I did not want to experience poverty too. So I grew up in an environment, I can't say that we were poor. We were okay. We were living just like everyone else, Kokasi. We live in Kokahi. So it was all right, but I knew there's so much better. And I knew that property is a cornerstone of wealth. And that knowing basically propelled me to go forward in researching about more things that I could find in property. So have a strong why to basically move yourself from where you are to where you want to be. And be angry about your situation, guys. You have to be angry about where you are. If the life that you're living is not the life that you want, be angry about it so that that anger pushes you to move forward in your life, And number 7 reason why people don't become investors in property is because they're scared. It's simply because they're scared. They don't know how to do it. They don't know why they should do it. They don't know anyone that's investing in property that's successful. Maybe they also saw other people failing in investing in property. They saw someone's house getting repossessed and they think that's going to happen to them. Those things or the bad things can happen, but the bad things are mitigated when you have someone that's showing you how to become successful in that field. You can eliminate the risk by knowing first before you investing. I always say, don't invest in something that you don't understand. So how about you work in achieving these results, work in achieving this this knowledge so that you know how to basically invest, so that when you start investing you are well equipped and you know exactly what you're getting yourself into before you start investing in property. So these are reasons why people don't invest in property. These 7 reasons why people are not investing in property. Look at the list. Look at those 7 things. What's one thing that's resonating with you that makes you say, I'm probably not investing in property because of this? And if there is a solution that I talked about on this presentation, make sure that you follow that and make sure that you implement that, because you need to start investing in property. This is one of the best times to buy property or to become a property investor. Right? I hope you love this video. If you love it, click on the like button, share with someone that can benefit from this message. But otherwise, I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.